pretty similar though.
Yeah, I think every young person has the same struggles trying to figure out who they are, their identity, dealing with social media, popularity, education, who they want to become. And I think it's, I was having this conversation not too long ago, and I think you have to kind of define yourself at a much younger age than back when I was like 14, 15. Like I would just play soccer and go to school and that's it.
Yeah.
But then now, because of social media, everyone has to, kind of have to prove you're a success or a failure
At a
like,
young
at a
age.
very young age, you know? And teachers are looking at you saying, oh, you know, this is what you can become, this is what your ceiling is. Yeah, so no, I think it's tough growing up these days.
It's like defining who you are at an earlier stage. So when you're young, when you're like growing up like we were, it's like, okay, when I hit 18, 20 years old, I'll figure out what I want to do with my life.
Yeah.
You mean like
Yeah.
things get serious at a young age?
Yeah, 100%. Like I see kids that are like 12 that are catching buses and, you know, they're putting this and that on their stories. Also, they have thousands of people following them. They have to prove to them who they are in a sense. But us, it's kind of like just whoever we saw at school, and after school we won't see them, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And then we go home and it's about what our parents think, and
It seems like they really have that social pressure from such a young age,
yeah,
and they get too involved with their social media life,
mm-hmm.
where it takes over their personal life.
Yeah, 100%. And
They
you have
feel a bit rushed, I guess, with
yeah,
choosing a career or pathway, whatever it is.
yeah. And the issue with that is you can't turn that off. Like with us, kind of like
yeah.
when you go to school and you have your school friends, as soon as you go home, that's it. Like you don't even hear from them. Like besides,
Yeah, you
they
see
call you
tomorrow.
on your landline. You know.
Their mom calls your mom.
Yeah, well, that's it. Or they knock on your door, which didn't happen too often.
Yeah.
But those sort of things. But then that's kind of like you're at school, and as soon as you get home, people you just saw are still watching you in a sense, right?
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
Because you can't switch it off. Like your brain's still running.
Yeah,
Like 100% of the time. You know, like back in the day, there was no, I can pop my phone on and then just videotape something that's going on at home, or
yeah,
you know, okay, I'm eating this, or I'm driving here, or I'm doing that. Do you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
that's why I think social media adds too much pressure to these kids, man. If
Yeah.
you think about it, I act social media for a reason. Like
Yeah.
I feel like there was just unnecessary things just feeding into my mind, because you know how you can only have a certain amount of thoughts in a day.
Yep.
I feel like if anything, clouding somebody's like imagination. Do you know what I mean? Like it really
Yeah.
stifles it,
yeah.
because you don't have that room to breathe and to think. I don't know, man. It could be a reason for all these mental health issues that's going on.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely agree with that.
I reckon that as well, because back in the day, Friday last period is the last time we see friends.
Yeah.
And then Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you come back. I did this in the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Now at 13 years old, they're putting stories up. I went to Adventure Park on Saturday.
They already
Yeah.
made that.
I went here, and then your parents are working hours and hours per day, and Saturday, Sunday, you're just at home doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You're thinking far out. At a younger age, you're thinking you're comparing.
Yeah.
Like right now, that happened to us a few years ago, possibly. Even to this day, probably. Like, as in, it happened to us at a later stage in our lives. But like at 12 years old, imagine comparing your lives to another kid's life. Like imagine one kid's an older child, and you're one of 7.
Yeah.
Like your lives are going to be completely different. One kid's parents going to,
Like you're sitting in line for your PS4,
yeah,
waiting for your sibling to get off.
exactly.
You know? Very different lifestyles.
Yeah.
And I think too, I was on a career mastery course not too long ago, and then the guy that was presenting the thing said, we have our physical energy. So we have breakfast, it affects how much energy we have, and then we have lunch and dinner and so on. But we also have psychological energy, and that runs out depending on like what your workload is, what your study load is, and then comparing things. Like for example, have you realized in the morning when you check Instagram, it's kind of like, all right, fair enough. Your day starting, everyone else's day starting.
Yeah.
You might see one person doing something special, right? But then in the morning, generally everyone's like in a positive mood. And then if you go to work or you go to school and you're doing like your 9 to 5 or 9 to 3 or whatever, and then when you come back, everyone's lives are very different. You know, and that's when you start looking at, okay, this person's doing this, I'm not doing that, you know, all that kind of stuff. So that's where like throughout the whole day you're using your brain energy, and then when you get into the afternoon, like if you're on social media for too long, it can absolutely drain you out.
Yeah, I find it very dangerous with the social comparison as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's especially with high school kids as well. If they see, let's just say even with like school holidays, if they're not working, they don't have a job, they've been applying, and they see their friends or whoever working every day, it's like, oh, they're making more money than me. It's like they feel that pressure.
Yeah.
It doesn't really help as well.
Yeah, 100%.
That's why I find it a bit toxic for high school kids.
Even for us.
Yeah,
It can be very toxic for us as well.
Mm-hmm.
Say you just thought, I'm 22 now. Say there's another 22-year-old that that did 3 years of a course. He didn't like it.
Mhm.
He's changing his course. He's starting a new course fresh this semester. He's like, you know, I got another 4 years left in my new course now, and he sees this person graduating.
Yeah.
It can sort of just trip him out. It's like, what the hell? Me and this guy finished school together, and he's graduating, and I'm just starting a new course, and he's already working, and
And it's crazy because it's like you might think that, but that person might graduate and not have a job for 3 years.
exactly.
You know, I've seen that in a lot of cases where there was someone that close friend of mine finished civil engineering, and then for 3 years was working in a factory.
Look at that.
You know what I mean? And then there was other people that were going in and out of courses and whatnot. Somehow they find their feet.
Yeah.
You know, so everyone's journey is very different. So
I think everyone, yeah, they just compare their books to everyone else's.
yeah, 100%. And it's funny. Actually, you're saying you're 22. You know, on average, a male's brain fully develops at 25.
What?
Yeah.
For real?
On average, yeah.
Wow.
25. What are females?
Female, I think, a bit younger. That's why they're more mature than us.
So you got an excuse.
Yeah, you got.
I'm alright. You bastard.
But no, what I'm saying is that, like, look at that. Look at you're 22.
Yeah.
You know, you've got your head screwed on straight, and then you're still finding some of these, like, navigating through life a bit difficult. Imagine a young person that's like 13, 14, that has to prove to the whole world who they are.
Yeah.
Tries to prove to the teachers that they can become something.
Yeah.
Tries to prove to, you know, the high standards of their parents that they are going to become something. Like, you have all these tough choices they have to make in life,
Yeah.
especially nowadays, and their brain's like another 10 years off fully developing.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what the issue. I think the issue is too many kids are being put in a position to make life-altering choices at too young of an age.
And the weird thing is, say, like, one guy's solution is, like, could be, like, one parent's solution could be, you know what, I'm going to make sure my kids don't have social media. But imagine being 13, 14 and everyone has Instagram in your class and you don't have Instagram.
Yeah.
That can have another effect on you.
FOMO.
Yeah. You can be like, what the hell, these guys have Instagram, I don't have Instagram. What's the story? What does it mean? He tagged me in this.
Yeah, I get you.
You know, oh, look at that funny video I found. And all you have, like, you probably just have an iPod or something in 2020. An iPod for 14-year-olds, like, yeah, oh my God, that was an iPod. You know what I mean? Back in the iPod's like, the hell, I have an iPod.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal. But now for a kid, all the kids have what, iPhone 6, 7, 8, 9. Isn't it 9, yeah? 10, what, Pro Max, this, that, whatever. And like his parents say he's an iPod. You're like, I can't
You
be
feel like a status symbol type.
yeah, for a kid, it's like, it's in a way, it's sort of like when we were kids, the kid that had the brand new soccer shoes.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
Like my dad bought me, I think, one Adidas shoes when I was like year 8, and before that I wore Umbro.
Yeah.
As a kid, but all the kids around me were wearing like Nike Ronaldinho shoes, the white and gold ones. They had all these different type of shoes, and then I'd be just wearing Umbro. Alhamdulillah, I didn't care.
Yeah.
But like another kid could look at it, like, can have like a big effect on him, you know? Or this person, he has a soccer top. Remember back in the day, the thing was soccer top with your name on it.
Oh,
Yeah, imagine soccer top with your name, with their name on it, and they have the brand new shoes. You're like, what about me?
Yeah.
You know?
yeah, but
Yeah, but back then it was like sort of a, when I go training and I see him wearing the Ronaldinho shoes and I see a soccer top, that's when I feel jealous. But after training, it's done.
yeah.
But imagine
Forget
seeing it on
about it.
social media at 13 and 14. It's ridiculous, yeah.
But I think then it comes down to the parenting
Mm.
and what the parents
Made to keep
make
value.
important for the kid,
Mm.
right? Because you'll see a lot of people that like excel academically, but they might struggle dean-wise. And then you look at when they were growing up and their parents were like, get A+, get 99, A tag, get this, get that. And that was the main focus of the household. And you see other people where academically that, you know, that doesn't have a massive significance to them, but then and their dean is mashallah, spot on. And that was like the households generally where the parents would be like, you know, praying on time, calling them to prayer, letting them lead prayer, so they have that bit of leadership. And, you know, the parents show that care of actually them reading the Quran themselves without just telling you read the Quran.
Yeah.
You know, so because there's a point where kids will stop listening to you and they start acting like you,
Rebelling, yeah.
right? Not really repelling. Kids do what you do more than what you say, right? So if they see what you're doing and they see that that's positive, they'll mimic that. So there's a lot of times when people will say one thing and then do something different, but then the kids will see the joy of what they're doing rather than just what they're saying, because they don't see what they're saying.
Because
Right?
they're subconsciously programmed.
Yeah. So and that's the thing too. It's like very hard for parenting to find that